Hey guys, it's Laurence here, and in today's video, I want to walk you through the 4 steps that I follow to ensure that I get an average of 7 sales calls every single day booked onto my calendar purely through cold email. And the aim of this video is so that you can basically copy what I do so you can emulate similar success as well. As always, anybody on YouTube telling you that they get these results, say 7 sales calls every single day on their calendar, you've got to not believe them, basically. So what I'm going to do is share my screen, and last month from the 1st to the 31st through our own calendar we generated 182 sales calls. Let's jump in and look at the first step that we take when it comes to booking in multiple sales calls every single day purely through cold email. And the first one, and the most important one, is the message, because if you say something that people are not interested in, if you're trying to sell something that people do not want to buy, it is very difficult to get them to take 45 minutes out of their busy schedule to want to speak to you, to find out more about the thing that they do not want to buy. It's basically impossible. So what we need to do is make sure that the thing that we are selling is very intriguing and makes people want to speak to you. We always say we want to create something so compelling that people feel stupid ignoring you. It doesn't matter what we do downstream from that messaging. If we don't get this part right, then it ain't going to work, basically. So getting that messaging in place is really, really important. And I share this with you not to tell you all about us, but to allow you to reflect and figure out how you can do that for your own agency, your own coaching company, whatever it may be that you do, is being able to take these lessons and apply them to your own business. We knew what our ideal clients struggle with the most. And our ideal clients are agencies, coaches, consultants, and we know that they struggle with generating sales calls. And we also know that people don't want to or don't have an unlimited budget. They don't want to sell a kidney in order to afford the ad spend required to fill a sales calendar through paid ads. So we know that if we can solve a common problem and do it without them incurring a common pain, i.e. more sales calls without ad spend, then it's going to be very appealing, and people are going to want to carve out 45 minutes of their busy schedule, because we all know every agency owner in the land is extremely busy. They're going to want to do it. Multiple people do it every single day. And it's because we solve a problem, a big problem in their business, a problem that they lie awake at night worried about, concerned about. And we do have the solution for that. And we've got case studies and client results to back it all up. And we've got our own results as well. You've got to solve a common problem in their business. That's the way that you do it. You take your service and you think, how can I position it in a way that acts as a vehicle to solve our ideal clients' problems? And lots of videos on the channel about solving that messaging. And that's the thing that we work with our clients most closely on. We really, really wring everything dry from that conversation around creating that offer. Because as I say, we get this part wrong, everything else fails. Once we've got that in place, step 2 is the delivery of that message. We can have this great message, but if nobody knows what it is, then it's not going to work. We need to put it in front of our ideal prospects. We do that through cold email, as the title of this video suggests. But once we've actually delivered that email, then what? Because the delivery is not just in like getting the email into the inbox and getting it open, but then what? What happens once they actually open it? Because if your inbox is anything like mine, you get a dozen emails every single day. People saying, hey, first name, checked out company name, I think we can really help, blah, blah, blah. And if you do what I do and what everybody else does, you ignore 99% of them. We need to create something that stands out, snaps them out of their current kind of thinking process. They're just treating their inbox like a to-do list. And we need to stand out by doing something different, whether it's using a image, whether it's using a video. We need to do something that takes them out of their kind of current mindset and snaps them out of it and makes them actually consume our message. Because we can have the best message in the world, but if it doesn't get read, then it's all for nothing. So we've got to have both a combination of a really unique message, really compelling message, and a really unique way of delivering that message to ensure that it actually gets read, it gets consumed, it gets digested in their brain and makes them want to take action. Too many people focus on one without the other. They both need to occur in combination of one another in order for your outreach to succeed. We get more sales calls per day than the average agency gets per month. And it's because of these two things. We have that message and we have that kind of unique delivery as well. So step 3, I guess, of this 4-step process is the volume, because we can all send one person a really cool, clever message and deliver it in a really cool, clever, compelling way. But it's another thing doing that at volume. being able to send it to dozens, hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people every single week, every single month. And it's when you have the combination of a great message delivered in a really compelling way and delivered at the volume that you choose, not that is chosen by how many hours you have free in a day, not chosen by how much willpower you have to sit in front of your laptop and shoot videos and all that stuff. It's determined by a click of a button, ultimately. That is how you're able to stop asking yourself the question, I wonder where my next sales call is coming from, and start asking yourself the question, how many sales calls do I want each day? It's a really great position to be when you actually have your hand on that dial. You can turn up the volume of sales calls as and when you want. You've got to have the volume in place to be able to achieve that, which segues really nicely into my fourth and final step that we need to ensure that we have inside our business to actually consistently get these results. Not just 1 day, 2 day, 1 week, 2 week, but day after day, week after week, month after month. We're getting consistent high volume of sales calls all through cold email. And that fourth step is systems in place inside your business. So if, again, you don't have the time, you don't have the motivation, you're not feeling well, you're not sat at your desk, this still happens through software, through manpower, through a combination of both, but actual systems and processes in your business that take this from a ad hoc system that puts some calls on your calendar one day and 0 calls the next day, but actually genuinely, consistently and predictably put sales calls on your calendar. And the only way to do that is by building systems around it. So whether you like it or not, leads are being sourced, leads are being cleaned, emails are being sent out, things are happening without your input. That's when you're able to actually have a proper lead generating client acquisition system that runs on autopilot without you. And the idea being is that you don't know any of this is going on until a call lands on your calendar. Of the 7-8 calls that we get every single day through cold email, we don't know that this person exists until they land in our inbox, because we have systems in place, we have processes in place that do all this for us. So that's what you're going to need as well in order to get those 7 or high numbers of sales calls on your calendar every single day, is to have not only the right messaging and not only deliver it in a great way, not only have the volume in place, but also, most importantly, have the systems so that it isn't ad hoc, it isn't sporadic, and you don't have dips and you don't have spikes and dips in your lead flow volume all the time. And these 4 steps are ultimately what we help our clients achieve as well. We come in and we help them with that messaging. We get that delivery nailed down so it's actually really compelling. People actually want to consume the message and they want to speak to you on a sales call because your messaging is so compelling. And then we hit it with high volume, and then we build out all the systems, all the processes in place inside our client's business to actually allow this to carry on without their input on a day-to-day basis. And it really is a client acquisition system and machine, as opposed to just a ad hoc, sporadic piece of energy and effort that goes into generating sales calls. And if you want us to install these systems inside your business so you can start generating, maybe you don't want 180 odd sales calls every single month, maybe you only want 20, 30, 40, 50 calls a month, whatever it may be, this system is capable of generating anywhere between 150 and 200 sales calls every single month. So I'm pretty sure that for most people, it's more than sufficient to generate the number of sales calls that they want in order to achieve their goals. So if you want to find out a little bit more about how we can do that for you, then the first link in the description is going to take you to a landing page. And on that page, there is another video that walks through in a little bit more detail what we do. Once you watch that video, there'll be a calendar underneath that video, and you can schedule in a call to speak with myself directly. And I'll explain exactly what we do and give you an idea of how well things are going to work for you in your industry, your business, the type of clients that you're going after, the type of prices that you charge. And we'll be able to give you a really good idea of how well this is going to work for you, and whether or not we can help you achieve your goals, or whether this system is going to be part of a bigger system inside your business, or whether it's going to be completely enough to generate the volume that you require. This is the 4 steps that we follow and make sure that we have inside our own business so that we can get 7 sales calls every single day for our agency without spending anything on ads, all through cold email. If you got value from this video, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, help the channel grow, and I will see you on the next one.